Welcome to our meeting regarding your upcoming trip to France. I've been working on your itinerary for a couple of weeks now, and I have all of our important facts and times in this notebook. So if you want to relax and get cozy, I will lead you through your upcoming trip to Strasbourg. So first, let's take a look at our day-by-day itinerary. So, day 1, we're going to arrive to Paris, Charles de Gaulle Airport at 3:30 p.m. or 1530. And we're just going to take our time to collect our baggage, go through our passport control, buy our train ticket. And then we're going to take the train to Strasbourg. And there are two options here. And it's nice to have two options sometimes, because maybe we get held up in a long line collecting our baggage or at passport control. So we have two options depending on what time we get done with our necessities at the airport. So the first and most convenient option is to take the TGV Aéroport at 5:26 p.m. and it takes about 2 hours, 8 minutes to get to Strasbourg. Our second option, which is less convenient, involves us going into Paris. We go from Charles de Gaulle to Gare de l'Est in our normal departure time, and these run about every 20 minutes or so. It'll take us 32 minutes to get to Gare de l'Est, and from Gare de l'Est to Strasbourg is 1 hour and 58 minutes. So very similar time frame. Once we arrive in Strasbourg, we're going to find our Airbnb at Place Saint-Étienne, and this will be around dinner time. So a good thing to do is check out a local restaurant for dinner. And for us, my suggestion is to eat at the nearby brewery Au Brasseur, because it's conveniently located nearby. We can have a tarte flambée, we can have a couple beers, and just relax and rest up for the rest of the trip. On day 2, we're going to start our day with crepes. Delicious crepes at a breakfast restaurant right across the street from our Airbnb called La Plusinette. And then around 12 p.m. noon, so we have the morning to relax, to check our Wi-Fi, let our families know we got here safely, and eat our crepes. And then at 12 p.m. noon, we're going to start a walking tour with a local guide. And you won't want to miss this and wear comfortable shoes. Comfortable shoes. Because at about 2 p.m. or 1400 hours, we're going to climb Notre-Dame de Strasbourg, which is the cathedral in the center of the city. It's very scenic and very important to the city, and the view from the top will be wonderful. It will be like saying hello to Strasbourg. Moving on, then at 4 p.m. or 1600 hours, we're going to go shopping at Place Kléber. Place Kléber is named after a very famous soldier from Strasbourg. So you'll see lots of statues of Mr. Kléber. And this is also a great shopping area with some fountains, a great place to just pass your afternoon. And then finally for day 2 at 7:30, 1930, we'll have dinner at the Piano Grill. This is also very close to our Airbnb. That way we're comfortable, we're getting to see downtown parts of Strasbourg, but we're not wasting too much time going far out of the city. So we can easily walk back to our Airbnb, rest for the evening, and then on day 3, go on another adventure. So day 3, we're going to pick up breakfast at a boulangerie, because of course we need to have croissant, or chausson aux pommes, or pain au raisin, pain au chocolat, the delicious, crispy, buttery, flaky pastries that you get in France. So of course we have to stop at the boulangerie. And at 9 a.m. we're going to do the History Museum at the Palais Rohan. And this is very near Place Kléber and Notre-Dame de Strasbourg, so we'll be able to recognize the area. We'll learn a lot about the history of Strasbourg, including the Roman occupation of the city and its origins. Strasbourg was originally a city built by the Romans on the Rhine River. And we'll also learn about the people who lived there and the many times that Strasbourg has been both French or German. Just like it's important to try tarte flambée at Au Brasseur on night 1, because tarte flambée or Flammkuchen is a very special dish for this region. It's a French and German dish, much like a pizza, but there's no red sauce. It's absolutely delicious, covered in amazing cheese, going to love it. Okay. At 3:30, 1530, we're going to start our visit to the Council of Europe and also the European Parliament and the European Court of Human Rights. It's important that we wear professional attire for this visit. This is where a lot of important European Union decisions are made. But it's important to see and to understand that now Strasbourg is very important as a center, along with Brussels, for the European Union. Now, when we finish here, and we will go through security, so please make sure you have no large electronics on you, anything valuable. We finish at 7:30 p.m. We're going to go have dinner at Le Franguin. It's an Italian restaurant, also near the cathedral and our Airbnb. Try some delicious gnocchi. They make wonderful gnocchi here. And then at 11 p.m., we're going to have drinks and dance at Le Raffio, which is a boat on a river that encircles the old part of the city. And here on this boat, we'll be able to have some drinks and just enjoy ourselves a little bit. Does that sound good so far? Okay. All right, so moving on. Now, for the next 4 days, our pace will be a little bit slower. For day 4, we're also going to pick up our breakfast from the boulangerie, and at 9 a.m. we're going to leave for the Alsatian wine route. The Alsatian wine route goes from Bas-Rhin to Haut-Rhin, the different upper and lower parts of the Rhine region in Alsace. And it covers different cities that are famous for making wine, specifically Gewürztraminer, which is a delicious, spicy, fragrant wine. And we're going to visit Aiguisheim, which is a town famous for its flowers, Colmar, which is called the Venice of the North, and Zellenberg, where we're going to go to a vineyard. At each place we'll be able to sample a little bit of wine and also some sort of small palate cleanser, perhaps a Kugelhof, which will be like a fruitcake type of bread. We're going to eat lunch and dinner on the wine route, maybe at Colmar because it's a bit bigger and it has lots of restaurants. So maybe a good place to eat is here, Colmar. On day 5, we're going to have breakfast from Boulangerie. We're going to then go to the Château de Haut-Königsberg at 9 a.m. We'll have lunch at the chateau, and afterwards you'll have a free afternoon and dinner. So you have time to explore the chateau, and which is a very medieval stone structure, real up high, perched on a mountain. And then you'll have the opportunity to stay, to leave and go back to Strasbourg, to maybe go somewhere on the wine route that you enjoyed. And we all meet up for drinks at Au Brasseur at the end of the day. Okay, on day 6, we're going to have breakfast again at La Plusinette, but this time challenge yourself to try something new. We had crêpes the first time. Maybe you'll like to try some kind of omelette, or maybe a specialty plate, a plat du jour that you've never had. Then at 10 a.m., we're going to walk to Parc de l'Orangerie, and this is the Strasbourg Parc de l'Orangerie, and a famous resident of this park are the cigognes. The cigogne is a French word for stork, and the cigogne is a symbol of the city of Strasbourg. So you'll see nests of cigognes in the Parc de l'Orangerie. So bring your camera phone. Then at 1 p.m., we're going to pick up kebab, doner kebab, a very German import. And kebabs are generally very popular as a food brought to Germany and now to France by immigrants, and they're absolutely delicious, usually related to Turkish immigrants. It's so good, so good. And then we're going on a boat tour at 2 p.m., 1400 hours. And the boat tour will take us along the rivers that encompass Strasbourg, and you'll have lots of opportunities to take photos. After the tour, you have a free afternoon and dinner to explore a restaurant in the city that you haven't seen yet, and to maybe go to a museum or a store that you walked by and thought looked interesting. Okay, now, day 7. Explore. You have a free day until checkout. And you will check out what you want, what you haven't seen, and there will be no restrictions on what you can get up to on this day, as long as you're prepared for our late night flight. So remember that around 10 p.m. we're going to get back on the train to Charles de Gaulle Airport. So make sure you're ready to leave Strasbourg at 10 p.m. checkout. But don't forget your souvenirs. Make sure on your last day you find a little treasure to remember Strasbourg, and take it with you and bring it back and show me when you come back from your trip. Okay? Well, I hope you're excited. I'm excited for you. Strasbourg is just a beautiful city with the kind of gingerbread house, Hansel and Gretel type look to the city, and you're going to have so much fun and take such wonderful pictures. Alright, so I will make copies of this for you along with your tickets. And in the meantime, let's look at some maps. Okay, so I would like to show you a couple maps and guidebooks. This is the European Union and its institutes. So this is showing us pictures of the Council of Europe, European Parliament. So when you go, you'll get something like this. A cute little cutout card with the flags of the different members of the European Union. And you'll also get explanations. For instance, the European Commission, the Parliament, Council of the European Union, Council of Europe, the Union itself, Court of Justice, and the Charter of Fundamental Rights. So this is one of those nice things that hopefully you'll get to learn about during your trip. And here we have a map of the Alsatian wine road, La Route des Vins d'Alsace. And we can find Strasbourg to the north, and we go down south to Colmar, Égrussin, and eventually you'll end up near Moulas. Now the last map I want to show you this is a sightseeing map of Strasbourg. And you can see some of the places we're going to visit. The Historical Museum, the Archaeological Museum, Palais Blanc, the Cathedral, covered bridges, and you can find them on this map. Now where are we staying? Well, first, the easiest way to find us is to find the cathedral. So let's see. The cathedral's right here, and we are just down the Rue des Juifs, right over here. So actually, we're staying right here. From here we can walk this way. And a good place to go down is the Rue des Moulins. There's even a Place Henri Dunant, who is the founder of the Red Cross. So this is full of history. Are you ready to go? Okay. Well, let me know if you have any final questions, and bon voyage. So welcome back. So I understand you have some souvenirs to show me. 2 of them. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, this is really cute. A Sherlock Holmes book written about the Chateau du Haut-Königsberg. Ah, it's in French too. So you're going to continue learning French? This is really sweet because it's a memory of a place where you went. But it's also a way to continue your journey at home. I really enjoy this. And who is this? Ah. This is an Alsatian doll dressed up in the traditional clothes. Oh, how cute. I love her braids. And she even has the cigonia, the stork, on her apron. Did you come up with a name for her? Hilda. That's cute. What a lovely souvenir. You can see in the back, goes all the way, the vest goes all the way around. And the design on her skirt goes all the way around. She's very well made. Well, that's lovely. I wish I could take her home with me. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Thank you for allowing me to help you plan your trip. I hope you love Strasbourg as much as I do. And I'll see you on our next trip. Goodbye. Au revoir.